we're gonna do Jonathan Majors. Let's just get it out the way. Let's get it out the way. Okay. So let's talk about Jonathan Majors and his wins and losses during this year. So here's the thing. We're not going to rehash everything that happened with Jonathan Majors. He was brought to trial for supposedly, allegedly abusing, or whatever the case is, his ex-girlfriend, and he was found guilty on some misdemeanors. Despite the video evidence, despite the testimonies, he was still found guilty. Whatever. He lost a lot of partnerships, a lot of sponsorships, a lot of movie deals. Hollywood basically let him off they were like, we're done with you. Now, after a while, of course, I wouldn't say he's laid low, but he's kind of sort of out the radar a little bit, hooked up with Megan Good. And recently he had a new movie, Magazine Dreams, come out. It's not really new, but it was one of those canceled movies that got repurchased, and now it's coming out this month or this week. So while he's on his promotional tour for the movie, while this is all happening, a bigger headline dropped. And if you guys recall, in almost all of my coverage for Jonathan Majors, I've always said the best thing that can happen for him, whether you think he's guilty, whether you don't, whether you like him, whether you don't, the best thing that he can do is not have negative headlines flying out about him, right? Negative headlines in Hollywood will kill your career. That's all. So Rolling Stone, who is no stranger to posting damaging headlines against Jonathan Majors, they done posted another story about him, and you might have heard about it. But apparently they got their hands on some footage or some audio of Jonathan Majors admitting to something terrible. It says, according to a since settled civil lawsuit filed by his ex-girlfriend, Grace Jabari, she alleged that Majors slammed her into a car, dragged her back inside the home, and strangled her. This is, again, not the situation that was in court. This is what happened prior. The unearthed audio tape published on captures Jabari confronting Majors about the alleged attack. He says here, I'm ashamed. I've never been aggressive with a woman before. I've never aggressed a woman. I aggressed you. You strangled me and pushed me against the car. That's what she said. Yes, all those things are under aggressed. Yeah, that's never happened to me. And she says, because I said something sarcastically in your eyes? He says, well, clearly it's more than that. She said, something inside of you? And he agrees, yeah, towards you. And that's where the recording ends. So this tape, if I'm not mistaken, was not included in the trial, right? So this was not something that was allowed in court. And I want to make something clear first, because I've noticed people doing this online where it's one or the other. One, you have people either completely taking this and saying Jonathan Majors is trash, he's a horrible human being, to hell with him. Now, everyone's entitled to their opinion, but then I see the flip side of that, which is this is fake, it's a hoax, Jonathan Majors didn't do nothing, and it's just like this automatic defense. This ain't gonna make y'all happy, because I'm not a cheerleader and I'm not a hater, but I will call it the way I see it. I don't have a problem being a fan of Jonathan Majors' work and also saying that if that is true, that he strangled her and he aggressed her, that is wrong. That's wrong. It is okay to have people that you admire, and when they do bad things, to simply say those bad things are not okay. So Jonathan Majors admitting to this, in my opinion, is not good. If he aggressed her, if he strangled her, if he put his any man, any person putting their hands on someone else is not okay. I can condemn the action. Okay. So let's put that out there first and foremost. There is no caping for Jonathan Majors for that specific act. If you want to defend beating up on a woman, you need to leave this channel. This is not a space for that. We're not going to have cognitive dissonance because you love Jonathan Majors so much that you want to defend the fact that he hit or put his hands on somebody. We're not going to defend that. At the same time, because life is complicated, I'm going to throw this out there as well. I find it very interesting that it just so happened to come out the week this man is putting out his movie. I'm just saying, y'all didn't have this information before during the trial or maybe after the trial. Y'all waited until the week he was coming out with a movie. I'm not the conspiracy guy, but I will say it's a little fishy. It's a little fishy. The week, not like a month before, not like a couple days. The week, you know, this man done came out. He's on the press tour. That's when y'all want to drop this. And again, what did I say? Bad headlines, bad press is the enemy of an actor, public figure, celebrity, etc. So there is, and I'm not talking about Rolling Stone's intentions. I don't know their intentions or motivations. But if somebody wanted to hurt a celebrity, dropping negative news at that time is the perfect way to do it. At the time when they're trying to make a comeback, at the time when they're trying to be positive, that's the perfect time to do it. All right, we got that part. Now, this is also wins and losses. I think that Rolling Stone article, whether you believe it or not, is a loss because you don't want your name with negative headlines. That's a loss. Now, Jonathan Majors also got some wins. Okay. In one of the articles here, he also, like I said, has been doing a press tour. And one thing that he's talked about is his relationship or connection with character Kang. Shout out to the Kang gang. So Jonathan Majors was asked, like, yo, what's up with Kang? How you feeling? You know, would you ever come back if Marvel called you? And he said, yes, of course. I say yes. Disney, Marvel Studios, I love them. Tom Hiddleston, love working with that guy. Love working with Paul Rudd. Love working with Gugu. I love the industry so much. And now I'm in the place where I feel love from them and actually express my love for them. He goes on to say, you know, that version of me would come back to those places, would be different. I don't think anything different would happen between action and cut. That's why I got the job. But there would be something different about if I were to come back. He's talking about Creed in this case. And I would like that. But as I said, it's not in my control. Now, he's referring to Michael B. Jordan saying that he would love to work with him again for Creed 4, which I think it's going to happen. Like, I think it's going to happen. So, yes, Jonathan Majors is open to coming back as Kang. He's open to working with Marvel again. And he does go on a little bit more. And I believe this is where, he talked about reflecting all the stuff that's been coming out. Right now, keep in mind, we talked about last week how, you know, he admitted to being abused as a kid from men and women and all the trouble stuff that he went through. But this is where he said and reflected on where is he going forward. And he said, I had to sit back and go, okay, what are you going to do now? Are you going to keep going? And how are you going to keep going? He recalled, I said, well, you're going to learn. You're going to grow. I walked into that tattoo parlor and said, rebirth. That's what we're doing. So right now, it seems as though he is on a path of changing. Now, this also, I don't have it because I don't want to get copyrighted. But if you see his interview on The Breakfast Club, right? He just did an interview on The Breakfast Club. And some of the things that he talked about was how he needed to change. He talked about how he got right with his pastor. He talked about how he went to therapy. Actually, he's about to be over with therapy. He talked about how even while he was trying to hook up with Megan Good, he had to make himself worthy, which I thought was a profound statement because you don't hear that from men very often. Um, he talked about how he had to get himself right. So, what I appreciate from these comments is that he's not running from the fact that, and no pun intended, that he has had a troubled past and probably problematic behavior and probably problematic, actions as well. And this is where I think, coming from and I'm just speaking from my personal Christian background, this is where I think this is a win for Jonathan Majors. Now, I know this might not be a win for other people because sometimes it's hard to put this on and to wear this, but I am a believer that when people sin, when people commit things that are wrong, if you show contrition, if you are remorseful, and more importantly, because it's one thing to feel sorry about it, but if you take actual steps towards redemption and rehabilitation, if you actually go through the process, if you do the work to change who you are on the inside and leave away all that stuff from the outside or from your past, I believe you are entitled to a second opinion, to a second chance. I think that is something we all like and we all want, that because none of us are perfect. If we did something wrong and we were sorry for it and we went through the work, we went through the process, and we really felt and had a real change of heart, a second chance, I do believe, is deserved in that case. Let me give you a counter example. You had someone like R. Kelly, who out here, he was being prosecuted, 20 years ago or whatever. And this man was crying. He made us believe that he could fly and, all this other stuff and singing all the church songs and the choir songs and all that. And people really was like, well, maybe he's fine. No, he never changed his behavior. He said all the right things. He sang all the right songs, but he never changed his behavior and continued doing horrendous things. That, in my opinion, is not worth a second, third, fourth chance when there is no repentance or change of behavior. Now, to our knowledge, this man is still going through the work. He's still trying. I'm just only going off of what he said. I don't hear any new people coming out the woodworks or nothing. So I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt that he is worthy of at least having a second chance. I'm not excusing past behavior. I'm not forgetting past behavior as well. But if you've actually done the work and if you've actually put yourself on the right path to being a better person, a better human being, a better man, I can't be mad at that. So I think they also said here, they asked him, when was the last time you talked to Kevin Feige? Y'all might have heard this. He said that I wrote a letter to him, not recently, but not too far in the past. I just want to clear the record. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks, right? Like, boom, you get the verdict, then boom, you're dropped. But Marvel's not mishandling anything by it coming through the grapevine. I got the job through the grapevine. Kevin didn't call me and say, hey, do you want to do the movie? Do you want to be this guy? My agent called me and said it. Then an agent of mine, not my agent, got the news, turned and gave it to me straight. So I reached out to Kevin and he said, they asked, why did you write him a letter? And he said, I just love him. I love my time at Marvel. I still love Kang. I'm watching them. I see what they're doing and I'm pulling for them. If they need me, they know where I'm at. Cool. So I bring this up because, like I said, you had the headlines that can hurt you. But one thing that can help you the most is positive headlines. And the fact that he is drilling and doing this stuff constantly, he's doing the Breakfast Club, he's doing these interviews, entertainment, variety, all of these places. That Rolling Stone article is starting to get buried a little bit. And listen, what did I tell y'all before? Right after the whole trial and everything. If you gonna have Megan Good, you better treat her good. And ain't no better way to treat Megan good than to put a ring on that thing, because Jonathan Majors and Megan Good are now officially married as of March 18th, 3 days ago. 3 days. Now, let me tell you something. I'm happy for them. Congratulations. All of that. Yay, love in the air. What? Let me tell you something. It was reported by TMZ. Keep in mind, listen to that. It was reported by TMZ that they got married in their house. In the house. This was a small impromptu wedding in the house. Game recognizes game. You know why? You had a terrible headline with that Rolling Stone article coming out. Something that more than likely was going to derail your potential comeback. But guess what happens now when you Google Jonathan Majors? Jonathan Majors married to Megan Good. Jonathan Majors wants to come back to Kang. Whoever your new PR person is, give him a raise right now. Please, Mr. Majors, give your PR person a raise, because whoever saw that Rolling Stone article was like, oh, hell no. No. Get the rings right now. Get the rings. Y'all finna get married right now. Right here. In the kitchen. Get in the kitchen and get married right now. Call TMZ. Put it on the news. Put it on the webs. Shout out to your team, because that was brilliant. That was brilliant. So, hey, my man is having an up and down week, but I think he's going to have more ups than downs now. Again, I don't know what else is going to come out or not, but I think his progress is going to continue. I think. But anyway, guys, let me know, what do you think about Jonathan Majors' crazy week, these crazy headlines? What is your opinion on them? What do you think? Whatever it is, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. This was just a segment of one of my live chats, and if you're interested in joining in on the next one, be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications for more. I've got more videos and reviews to do for you all, and until next time, I'll see you all later.